Here we go. It's a Friday.
Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, if you want to, go ahead and wear a Hawaiian shirt and jeans.
It's beautiful.
Kind of.
This is, yeah.
It's tropical vibes, right?
Yeah.
That counts as Hawaiian. We're stretching a little. Last week we had the Blue Jays Chappie Couture.
I really like it.
Yeah, I think
It's baseball season, guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Yeah.
When's that start?
Not yet. I know that.
Oh.
Definitely hasn't happened yet because there hasn't been an extremely crushing Blue Jays loss yet where they use like 5 relievers and lose by 10. Hasn't happened yet. So
you
probably
get
today, I guess.
in game shape. Gotta get into game shape.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. It's a presentation of Bet365, the biggest and best gaming platform in the world.
Biggestest, bestest.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. And that's right before the thing. Youth Centers of Calgary will benefit from your generosity inside the YouTube chat. You put a little money down, you have a comment, we'll show it on the show, and then we'll move the money over to the good folks at Youth Centers of Calgary. We are here together once again. Feels good, right, to be back together again?
What do you mean?
Ryan wasn't here for 2 days.
I don't think so.
The last couple, he was.
Today's not Monday?
Nah.
Let's go Monday.
I thought for sure he was. His voice lingers.
Is that what it is? It's
Do you remember being annoyed and something obnoxious in the room? Jack, what the hell were you doing?
Arguing for no
reason.
reason. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
That's fun.
It's good for the show.
Just a little.
It is nice to be back together, Dave.
Yeah, it is nice, isn't it? Yeah.
The band.
Yesterday, Brett and I tried to keep the mood up.
Half full.
I'm not going to tell you about how great Dallas is. All this,
I think it might have stuck in there a little bit, but we just won't try.
I think we trotted out some facts that maybe would suggest that Dallas is really good and Calgary was winning.
Some facts and figures.
Yeah. I'm not sure what there is today for us to be rosy about,
Is he coming up?
Speaking of Rosie,
Yeah.
1 row, 4 seats to the right of me last night. Stinking Rosie and his kid. What a beauty.
Tough night.
Rosa.
Is it not? But
Tough night.
And yeah.
I think it was our fault.
No,
Should
I
we-
guess
should
what
we
I'm
did the
saying
walk?
is,
Should we have bragged it up more, and then we wouldn't have been as disappointed?
I think we could, what I mean is we could come on today and try and, do the whole, hey, don't worry.
You got
Hey.
3 games
Oh,
in
yeah.
hand.
Oh no, people don't expect that, Dean.
No,
Here?
No,
On this
not
show?
it's not what
today.
they tune in for. Dean,
Dean.
Shit.
did they play poorly, the Flames?
No.
Oh,
It might have been their best game of the year.
Ooh, they
I'd
were
like to say.
great.
so
They were great.
final results.
Matter. Yeah. The results matter.
Huh.
The
Process was good.
I
Yeah,
love
very good.
processing.
process.
So good.
How many
Damn
points
it.
did they get in the process column last night, Jack?
0.
Oh, shit.
What are you talking about? They got
2
lots of
points in the
process.
process column for sure. There isn't a.
I don't like. You know what? That was a very dark start with that music. It's going to be hard to pull out of now, Dean.
Oh, that'll help. More of it.
Oh, did I play this one already? Okay, let's see if I have some.
There's still 11 games left. And...
No, that's not good.
Oh, that blowing it means you.
This guy here is dead.
Oh,
Ew.
It's not really an ew, but
Hello.
yeah, it's a hello. You know what it is? It's the realization that peak pain is on the horizon.
They were so good. They had
Real
shots and chances, and woo! What was the score? 5-2.
it was 3-2 for a while, Dean.
It should have been 3-1 the other way for a while too, which,
Yeah, that was refs screwing us.
Yeah,
They're bastards.
pricks. Bunch of pricks. All right.
Are they flipping coins? What are they doing?
Opening statements for McLeod Law. We need Peter Klein on the case.
Yeah, we do. Get him, Peter.
Come
on,
Call
Pete.
him.
Call Gary.
That's
Tell
a
him
lot of
this-
money that's going
BS.
leaving our city because
That's right.
refs.
Gary, you're in for some litigating.
Stinking zebras.
Yeah, you got some litigation on your hands. McLeod Law, whether it's referees or maybe it's a neighbor or maybe you just need some
Co-worker.
legal assistance.
Co-worker.
Yeah, coworker, whatever it is. If you need some legal assistance, some legal help, why go anywhere else but McLeod Law? It's Calgary. They're Calgarians. They're here for you. McLeod-law.com. They are the best. Part of an event we're doing tomorrow as well. They give back.
That's
Great
right,
folks.
yeah,
Great folks. 5-2, the final. Stars beat the Flames. 4-game win streak snapped.
Snarped.
Kadri continues to score at an incredible rate, Harry.
God, he's been good.
Good job, Harry. I mean,
Back-to-back 2-goal games.
The 7 over his last 5. Is that the
That's correct.
checkout?
Yeah, that does check. Yeah.
yeah, he's helping with the peak pain.
He had 2 goals. The Flames had 2 non-goals.
Yeah. God, I don't know what the hell they're doing on these things.
For the second night in a row for Dallas, Mikko Rantanen sends a player to the locker room with injury.
I didn't realize how dirty he was.
Dirty
Dirty.
bastard.
Yeah, there's lots to get upset about actually last night.
Yeah, it's
There's a ton.
When you start kind of
St. Louis was really not doing much of anything in Nashville, and then Dylan Holloway decided
He's got nuclear.
may as well win it.
26
If we're gonna
goals
play.
now.
26.
I think he's got more than McDavid. I mean, McDavid lost assists.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Assists wonderful.
Kind of,
blood.
yeah, last night.
But I mean, anytime you can get Vic Arvidsson when he's on the
Yeah, we need
16th
some-
tee box,
get us
go
some
get
Vic.
it. Oh, the Sabres bought out this guy. He must be awesome.
Yeah. Well, where do we want to start? I guess as we break this down, the final is 5-2. The
Wow.
Flames do not gain any ground. In fact, with the St. Louis victory that ended up happening, they fall further back.
Let's start with generalities. In general, the Flames played very well,
Very
correct?
well, yeah.
They had a
Yes.
nice showing, lots of shot attempts and shots
And
puck
scoring
possession,
chances, not
just
scores.
this BS on the outside. Yeah.
So, in general, nice performance.
That was a process night. The coach would have, and listening to his post game, he was happy with everything that happened. Yeah, there was a couple miscues, but they did enough to win that game 9 times out of 10.
For the second time in like a month, really played Dallas hard and well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Because that was the last of the 6-game road trip. They should have been gassed. They worked their tails off.
Not intimidated
They've
by the
got
Dallas
1
Stars.
point out of 4 and should have
That's-
4 in the efforts that they've put in against the
That's fair.
Stars.
That's right.
The last 2, yeah.
But now we can go into the details.
That's where it ends.
Yeah, the details are 5-2 Stars.
Pospisil was better.
Like
He
possible.
was
Okay,
running around
that's-
making it,
yeah. Good.
How many near bleeping goals did not go in? Like, who is the defenseman with a stick that's going in? So
Yeah.
another one hit the top of the net.
What was
You had
it? Yeah.
3 or 4 backdoor tap-ins that somehow just got missed, or a stick or a whiff.
The one was Frost. The
Goodness.
shot goes off of kind of the arm shoulder area of DeSmith and then is fluttering into the net. But Harley decides, I'm going to get just enough of it to put it off the post and out. Coronado, goal post, then whiffs on the one-timer, and Dallas comes down and scores on one of their only chances in about 30 minutes.
Totally against the run.
You know what I was going to say? It's the NHL, Wolf. Stay awake.
I-
Yeah.
you feel for him because in terms of if you just didn't show the score bug and showed all the highlights, like shit, that team and
If you
White
nerded
and
out
red.
in those nerd stats, Dean, you'd have a lot of
Yeah.
nerd
Yeah.
love.
you got a big
for the-
nerd win last
Yes,
night. Your
it is
expected
an
goals were through the
absolute
roof.
Nerd win for the Flames.
Yeah.
Problem is, they didn't get 2 points.
No, they didn't.
No.
No.
And they've done the opposite to teams. They've done the rope it up the other way where they get totally outplayed. Wolf stands on his head. Like they beat Montreal 1-0 on Hockey Night in Canada. They scored 1 goal and won, but it stings when it's Okay, this is last dozen games of the year. St. Louis is roaring, and it's a really good team you've outplayed. That doesn't happen a lot this year. They've hung with some good teams, but to be as one-sided in the chances department as that was last night, that's really rare. That one stings a lot because those would have been 2 very hard-earned points. And the fucking refs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Oh,
you kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Yeah.
Was that Farabee in front on the goaltender interference?
It's dank and dark.
Did he not brush his teeth? Was it bad breath? What was it that got him? Did he fart?
Went into the blue.
Yeah.
On his own accord.
And may have even, blocker side, it was going to be one thing. And if it was a glove side, it was going to be a different call. And you're like, oh my God, they're just making this shit up as they go.
Oh,
it matters what side of the net it is. Yeah. Like he's clearly, if it was going to stand on a different side of the net, he could not have been that impeded.
Is it a bad look for the league?
Yes, it's horrible.
Do they care?
Same with the kicking one. Like, we've seen so many ones where a guy's like, well, that's kicking motion. Oh no, it was off a shin. You're not kicking with a shin, and like crazy stuff like that. And then like you watch the Blake Coleman one from 2 years ago in the playoffs. That might have been the worst call I've ever seen on the kick. Like it's
you know what it's gonna, you know what it does is on a day like today, it feels like sour grapes probably for people that would be from some other cities. They'd be, that's just because you lost, you're sour. We are.
Well, I'm not saying it should have stood. I'm saying the league should have rules that make sense and we know what they're going to call. You may as well flip a coin at this point.
It shouldn't be hard to figure.
We should know when we look at it.
My kids were outraged last night, and I said that I've been screwed over by refs my whole life.
Way harder than that, yeah. You want to talk about
I don't
real
gonna
bad
get wound up at all.
And the kids are like, oh,
here we go again.
Old man.
Dad. Who asked him about that?
The year was 1999. Yappy, mouthy.
You can use that song now.
It was, you know what? And it was this same damn team.
Yeah.
The Dallas Stars.
They're cheaters.
That goddamn Brett Hull.
Stinking Bill McCreary, that zebra, he's skating out. I knew we were
skating
screwed.
Skating the crease. Those sons of bitches.
That's actually the perfect anecdote because that, they change these fucking rules all the time. The one they counted against you guys in 99 was completely against everything they called that.
Full garbage. Yeah.
Total garbage. In the most important game, the league literally flip-flopped the
Ryan,
they said no, I'm doing it again. I'm winding them up.
Just let it go. Yeah, let it go. It's not the time.
What about the are we breaking down the game more?
No, we got to go and talk to a guy.
Ask him what he thinks.
This is depressing. And we haven't even talked about. There's a lot to still get into. Let's get to the Insider Hotline. It's a presentation of Crystal Waters, Plumbing and Heating, your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. If you listen to Barn Burner, then hey, listen up. $1,000 could be coming your way in terms of discounts or upgrades. If you need a new hot water heater, AC, or furnace, crystalclearcalgary.com is the website. As this guy will cheer us up. TSN Hockey Insider Darren Dreger joins us on the Insider Hotline. Morale is down. The vibes are here in Calgary, Dregs. Tough one.
Yeah, I caught part of it. So I
sorry about the F-bombs.
I'm guessing that we have concerns with the officiating review, all of that.
Well, we were saying that Rhett's kids said the refs screwed us. And Rhett said, let me tell you something. Grab a chair, hop on old dad's knee if you want to hear about getting screwed by the
in the crease. I was there. I saw
VHS tape right over there. The one that says 99.
I was in the building. I saw it firsthand. I was there for that. But
yeah,
I mean, look, if we're referring to the kicked in goal last night, that wasn't, or the goalie interference, all of that. I mean, for me, it goes hand in hand. It's the intensified time of year. So the players, they're running full octane. Likewise for the coaches, at least, that's the acknowledgement that I get from hockey operations of the National Hockey League and from the head of officiating on an annual basis. And this year is no different. The only thing I will submit, and so I have no problem with hearing from the Flames dressing room and their concerns. That's being honest. I mean, you feel like you got cheated. You feel that way, right? Heat of the moment, that's how you see it. And then Brendan Gallagher last night, post-game in Montreal, after that loss to the Flyers, I mean, he went off like a rocket. I don't know if you guys heard that sound, but he called them incompetent. He went hard. and talked. I think he was talking about the Situation Room and stating that they don't know the game. Well, okay, that's where it's not my job to defend, but I can push back on that a little bit because, you've got Colin Campbell, who is the head of that department. You can argue maybe he shouldn't be anymore, right? I mean, make the full-scale changes, get fresh thinkers, eyes, everything in there. But he was a longtime player, coach, was in management, now has been in the office of hockey operations at the NHL level forever. Chris King, former player, has been in hockey ops for a long, long time. Kay Whitmore, former goalie, in hockey ops for a long, long time. Rod Pasma, I mean, go down the list here, right? And all of these men have been involved since the adopting of the video review process. So they were the guys that this whole process was kind of built around to oversee. And then let's fast forward to last week, right? And you've got the general managers in a room. Craig Conroy was there. Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens, they were there. They looked at those 54 goalie interference plays and agreed in a majority fashion with 52 of the 54. So the takeaway was, now the room is calling it the way that it should be called. And if the call on the ice is no goal or good goal, make sure you've got the irrefutable evidence to overturn that call on the ice, to overturn the judgment of the on-ice crew. And, all managers were basically in lockstep. So now you come to this week, where's the disconnect here? Like, is that messaging not moving down from the manager to the coach and then to the players? Like, heat of the moment
are so high, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's the time of year.
It wouldn't move down either. To answer your question, Conroy wouldn't come down and tell the guys they're doing a good job of calling from the replay room.
Yeah. But, I think it was Gallagher who referenced the Palmieri disallowed goal on Merzlikins, right? The Islanders and the Blue Jackets last week. And I mean, everybody looks at that and goes, well, how is that not a goal? But again, I don't want to sound like I'm defending the league in this. I went through that whole process with them last week and it opened my eyes a little bit. That doesn't mean that whole process shouldn't be scrutinized moving forward. I mean, the obvious step for me would be to, bring all coaches into that room and go through that same process. So every coach can look at the 50 toughest goalie interference calls that they've gone through this year. Do it in the off season so these guys aren't worrying about stuff they shouldn't have to worry about, but then get their viewpoint on it. And then, send every clip you have to send, like those issues that we saw last night involving the Flames and then involving the Montreal Canadiens. Why wouldn't you isolate those clips with a full-on explanation and either send them out with a full video? They do explain briefly. And I think Eric Francis actually quoted Rod Pasma, right, from the Situation Room. Send that to every goalie. And I don't care if those goalies get 100 of them a year. Okay, here's a 2-minute video explanation of why this was called goalie interference in this game, between the Islanders and the Blue Jackets. And maybe the goalie then can look at it and go, okay, I don't necessarily agree with it, but at least I understand it. And I think that's where the breakdown happens across the league, from player to coach, from coach, player to management to the head office of the National Hockey League.
Did you see the comments from Farabee last night? Because you had mentioned going to the room. I don't know if that was just the Gallagher reference or the Flames reference from last night.
Well, no,
he just said if the ref told me if it was glove side, it would have been a goal, but it was blocking side, so it's not a goal.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. Yeah,
it sounds like
understand that. Now,
maybe he's misheard something, but it's just it feels like there's so much interpretation.
We can move on. It's kind of this is an age-old thing.
It is age-old, especially this time of year, as you said, Boomer. Every year we go through this. It's just what makes it more absurd is that the league just went through it in an exhaustive fashion with their general managers, and yet here we are going through.
I'll tell you what happened at that meeting. Kind of like when we talk about this,
right? Yeah.
The GMs just kind of.
Yeah. Well, all in favor? Aye. Do we go for lunch? Is that yes? Good.
On Tuesday,
tea time.
Tuesday on TSN, we're having this argument. Jeff O'Neill goes, you know what they were watching in that meeting, those meetings? Cartoons. That's what they were watching. I'm like, they weren't watching cartoons.
You had a note on your X this morning regarding Connor Zary, who it was the second time this year he has gone down with a knee injury or a leg injury. It's the same leg, and he has been writhing in pain. It's been hard to watch. The first one ended up being maybe not as catastrophic as maybe we thought at first, and maybe the same here. What are you hearing?
Well, and I had to couch it and qualify it a little bit, because again, it's pending further testing and imaging, right? So, they've got to get a full structural look, a picture of is there damage, and if so, how much? So the initial assessment, my understanding is that they felt like both the MCL and the ACL were still intact. So that would have been the initial assessment. To me, that sounds like good news when you see how that play unfolded. And then, to your point, you see Connor Zary writhing in pain and clutching that knee, the same knee that he injured in January. So we'll see where it goes after they go through the full medical process. But initially, they were encouraged that maybe it isn't going to be as bad as it looked.
Either way, feels like that's a season ender, being that there's
11 games
left.
Maybe.
The whole thing, you had the injury, you had an incredible effort, 106 or 7 shot attempts on net, you had goal posts and all of this. And then you come back to it, they still lost to the Stars. And it was the same a week or a month ago. They went into Dallas on the road trip. Last game, we had it as one of those scheduled loss, and they played very well, and they did lose. They got a point out of it. Elite teams, the Stars got 2 goals in a minute 16, and then with all the pressure on their goalie, one chance comes down the ice, and a all-world player puts it in the roof, Mikko Rantanen. That's where you want to, and I get that De Boer is pissed off because the same thing happened in Edmonton where they had a lead and then they pissed it away, but elite teams find a way. Is what it comes down to. It's hard, but it's frustrating sometimes.
But I think I see Dallas as being that. I see Dallas being an elite level team, and I don't think any of us would be surprised if they found a way to march to the conference final, maybe to the Stanley Cup final. But that it's going to be a tough path when you look at what's coming out of the West potentially, or going into the playoffs anyway, with the likes of Vegas, who are top notch. The Oilers seem to be kind of kicking themselves in the shins, and now they too are going through some injury issues. What is Colorado going to be with all of the fresh faces that they have there and the changes that they made in Colorado, and go down the list? The Winnipeg Jets. I'm still vividly reminded by a conversation we had with Scott Arniel in the first half of the year, where they went on that torrid pace right out of the gate. And, talked about, was the team that much better than they were in the playoffs? And he said, no, but what's fueling us is a level of embarrassment. We were embarrassed in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And so that's a deep-rooted motivator. And Winnipeg seems to be continuing to feed off that. So Dallas is in that group, but it does feel from the crease out that Dallas now, especially with Mikko Rantanen, and even the ads of Granlund and Cody Ceci, when they brought those 2 guys in sneaky fashion from the San Jose Sharks, hey, it's a well-built team from top to bottom, and well coached on top of that.
Do you have a timeline on when Heiskanen's going to return? There was now some whispering he might miss a bit of round 1, and they got Colorado. I don't know how they don't face each other round 1, given that Winnipeg's flying and Minnesota's slid closer to wild card 2 than third in that division. That would be a huge blow for them to have to face Colorado without him.
Yeah, and it's possible, to be fair. I haven't checked this week, I'll be honest with you, but the measurement was that Tyler Seguin would probably be first, and then Miro Heiskanen would come in right after that. But is it, a few days? Is it a week? Is it 2-3 games of a playoff series? I don't know, but when Heiskanen comes back, then they're basically up to full complement, be a huge boost.
I brought it up the other day, and it's just when you're, what it's like, you're going through notes, and I probably should have known this. We do a show every day, but it just kind of struck me as we get ready for what looks to be a Kings Oilers first round, and it may be the Kings at home. The Kings have 3 regulation home losses all year. 26, 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's a wild one. And also part.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also part of why, okay, I live in the greater Toronto area. So anytime the Toronto Maple Leafs lose a game that they just can't lose, shouldn't lose, as they did last night and losing the San Jose Sharks again, it just turns this market upside down. And that was the case this morning on morning radio, but less to do with a game that you shouldn't lose. Obviously, the worst team in the league in San Jose, but more about what you've got coming right around the corner. And next stop for Toronto is LA. And, LA at home, as you guys have just, amplified, is just lights out good. But that too is a good team. I kind of glossed over the teams in the West, but how do you look beyond the Los Angeles Kings and the possibilities there? They're maybe not quite as deep as some of the better teams, but it looks like they're well positioned and well built. And given how stingy they can be defensively and how well they protect their own sheet, I mean, LA is going to be a tough out. And you're right. I think it looks like they play the Oilers, right? And Craig Button, who I gotta love him. He's never afraid to just, throw it out there. Trade deadline day just announced. He goes, he put up all the brackets. Okay, here's what round 1 looks like today. Edmonton's playing LA. Sorry, Oilers fans. The Oilers are going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Just bang like that. But it's plausible, right? It is. So, but to me, that is more to do with the LA Kings from a positive perspective than it does, the Oilers stumbling and bumbling in a series like that.
Like, I can only imagine what it must be like out there. And it's no disrespect when we talk about in the East, how many of the Sharks, Kings get, like, who's the coach of the LA Kings? Like, I got to Google this stuff. It's the Kings had 3 regulation losses. That's unbelievable.
Got a bunch at home left too. Like 7 left at home.
Part of the Flames' woes right now, and I know we talked about it last week and we wondered about, offer sheets and that, but St. Louis, they've kind of done this before where we're not really all that good. And then we go on an incredible run. Yeah. And then look at us go. It's 15, 2-2 or whatever it is. They won 8 straight. Another come from behind win last night, which also hurts the Flames. Yeah. Dylan Holloway is on an unreal tear, and Broberg continues.
Terrific.
The other night.
Fowler's been playing great. They added him quietly earlier in the year. He's on an incredible run and Parayko's not even there right now.
Yeah. No. I mean, you talk about teams getting hot at the right time. And if you're Winnipeg or Vegas, play St. Louis in round 1.
Stinks.
Not exactly what you play all season to finish first for. They could go the other way, obviously, but damn, that's a hot team if they can keep this going for another 10, 11 games and head into the playoffs like this.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And, you look at Kyrou and Thomas and the middle of the pack guys who they absolutely needed this year to find a way to step up. And it's been a while. Like, that has been a development ladder that's been tough to climb for those 2 guys, but it looks like they're well on their way. And I think we've talked about this before. I just admire the way that Doug Armstrong goes about doing his business. And not just because how well the offer sheet scenarios have played out, but, he clearly looked at Holloway and looked at Broberg and thought, okay, well, those are 2 guys in their 20s who are going to fit nicely in our age demographic here as we try and transition on the fly. So maybe I'm going to have to pay Broberg a bit more than I want, but I think there's more there than what we saw in Edmonton. And he's 100% right. Okay. So then you get poor Drew Bannister, who by all accounts is a pretty good coach. I mean, decent coach at the American League level, earned his stripes to get the NHL bench. Jamie Montgomery gets plugged by the Boston Bruins, and Army's like, that guy's better, so I'm going to get him. And just dispatches Drew Bannister. And Montgomery is a hell of a coach, and he deserves the credit. But then you go further down the path, and I think it was in January when Army didn't like the way that this team was trending and basically went into the room and said, okay, we're going to make some changes here. Some of you guys aren't going to like it. And some of you have trade protection. Don't care. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to find a way. So the message was that, if you guys want to go through a renovation, then you're going to force me into that position. I don't think we need to do that. I think that we can improve, add some pieces here, but we do have the core of a team, a nucleus of a team that needs to be and should be much better. And it took off. And that's also why, guys, now to bring you into my world a little bit, like all the stuff around Braden Shen was 100% accurate about him being in play. Now you get into that game of semantics. Was Armstrong shopping him or was he just listening? Well, he was listening. You know, he's this captain. Yeah. And a real good piece of that organization. But if somebody would have stepped up with an offer that he had to consider, of course he would have. But I also think that he's devious enough to like the idea of Braden and everybody in that room being uncomfortable with the possibility that the captain of the Blues could get traded on March 7th. He was fine with that as a manager because it just squeezed a little bit more juice out of certain guys.
You know what else too is we're really smart, Dregs. Like we sit here, we do a show every day, we know, and we'll sit. Cam Fowler, I don't know what that are they old? Are they young? What are they? You know, kind of question. And I was just thinking of as you were talking there, he got out from under the Brandon Saad contract. Tried to trade him, put him on waivers, not terminate the contract. Sure, okay. So he saved the money off the cap. He's not even eating dough there. They're way better off without Saad. It's gone his way as of late, for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. Did you have something?
You're good. I mean, look, the Blues are the hottest team in the league. They look unreal right now, and I think one of these things with these deep playoff races, you got what 4, 5, 6 teams in the East, 3 or 4 in the West. Whoever gets in is going to be the hot one. Like there's never any easy matchup. So that's why this tournament's so great. We literally saw the greatest regular season team ever lose to an 8 seed in round 1 2 years ago.
Yeah, and look, I mean, every year at the GM meetings in March, Bettman is asked about playoff expansion and changing the playoff scenario, right? Changing the matchup so that you can avoid some of what we're going to see in the first round. And to his credit, he always says the same thing. I don't know why we keep asking the same question, but he's like, what, you know, if you look at the regular season and how it's going to finish, it's playoff hockey and has been since what, February?
And nations, right? That's kind of felt.
That's the way it's been. So what is wrong with that? And then, it's unfortunate that good teams are going to get dispatched in round 1. But last time I checked, to hoist the Stanley Cup, you've got to beat the best teams, whether that's in round 1 or it's in round 4. So I don't think that hockey fans are suffering when a team like the Edmonton Oilers gets bumped by the Los Angeles Kings in a 7-game series. Okay, well, sorry, but if that is what comes to fruition, that just means that the Oilers weren't better. They weren't good enough, even though they're loaded with stars. So I think it's going to be a fascinating finish in the regular season. And then, the way it looks right now, that first round matchup on both sides of the conference. So you think Toronto wants to go after Tampa Bay again in round 1 or even Florida?
Yeah.
I mean, the advantage here is that Toronto doesn't have to play Boston again. That's the only advantage. But, they piss away a point versus San Jose, so it doesn't appear like they're overly motivated to win their division. But again, that's all part of the intrigue and the drama that builds going into the postseason.
Give us a little more on Torts being relieved of his duties. I know these guys have talked about it a bunch the last couple of days, but there's been sort of a new layer to that today where it sounded like he and Cam York got into an incredibly heated dispute to the point where I think the team's going to discipline York, but couldn't their last game because you're not allowed to play shorthanded by a certain number.
Well, they had to dress him, and he sat on the bench and never played a shift.
Yeah.
So can you imagine that? It's
a Rob Ray move. He did that a lot.
It's so old school. Like
17 games without a shift. It's
really?
That
many?
So I mean, what I was told, and I saw Kevin Kurz from The Athletic, was very specific and said that there was some sort of verbal altercation between Cam York and John Tortorella. So automatically I'm like, well, I better dig a little deeper. Like, no one put hands on anyone here, did they? And of course not. That didn't happen. But what I was told was that, and I think Kurz used this same line, and I was told the same thing, so maybe we have the same source, that lines were crossed here. And, it wasn't just the comments from Tortorella on Tuesday after the loss to the Leafs, but I mean, he basically said, I'm not a coach to coach this type of team in this type of scenario at this point of the season. It was it was a public acknowledgement that I think I'm going to get fired. And then you go into Wednesday, and I think that that's where the exchange between York and Tortorella happened. And all I was told was that management just had no choice at that point. They had to step in, and they had to say, Torts, you're done. Because as of trade deadline, they still felt like they were going to get to the offseason, and then they were going to have a conversation with John Tortorella about what he wanted to do. Because you remember when Briere and Jones came on board, Torts, all that, and they acknowledged that Torts had a chair at the management table, which is a bit weird. Lots of coaches in the NHL have heavy influence, but the thinking was that when he was done coaching, maybe he would morph into management in some capacity. Well, that's not happening now. He's been kicked to the curb in a big way. So it got pretty salty on Wednesday in Philadelphia, no doubt about that.
So where are you at on him? He's got 1 year left at $4 million. We often see the coaches take that year, take the money, get some vitamin D, as Rhett would recommend, and then return to. Is he still a guy that you would put in that top class of coaches? That is it like this is one too many? Like when Bob Hartley left here, you knew that was it, and next thing you know, it's the K and it's Latvia. But then the other side, I saw someone online saying this is the perfect guy for the Rangers right now.
Yeah. Well,
like veterans. Yeah, I could see that.
Chris Kreider's like, Jesus.
Yeah, and it's like, look, I'll make it miserable, but we'll play well. Like the problem with Torts is this was a young team; it never worked for me.
Like, is he to that point? Is he still a guy that maybe a team? Well, we weren't thinking of. We were maybe going to go into next year with this coach and see how it starts, but maybe we'll make a change this offseason and bring in Torts.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, the New York Rangers are the only team that right now makes sense, and the reason I feel like that is no disrespect to Peter Laviolette. It's because I know James Dolan, the owner of the New York Rangers, loves John Tortorella. And that owner has a ton of clout. So, let's see what happens. If they miss the playoffs in New York, all bets are off. I mean, maybe Chris Drury has some sort of vote of confidence that he's coming back as general manager, but I can't be sure of that. I don't know that to be certain. What I do know is that, again, you've got a very hands-on, volatile owner who is not going to sit back and go, status quo, that works. I'm comfortable with the way things are. He does like John Tortorella. So that would be a scenario that does make some sense. And given the fact that the team is still largely a veteran-based team, it might make sense from Torts' perspective as well. Beyond that, though, I thought that when things went completely off the rails so quickly in Vancouver with Tortorella, he was done there. I thought that he was going to mold and wear that one forever. And lo and behold, it didn't take that long. Bang, he's back in the league, and he's carried on ever since. So the true thing that I admire about the man, though, is he just goes down swinging every single time. And it's my way or the highway. And I think he has evolved and changed over time in terms of how the game has changed and how you can't play that same style anymore. But in terms of his attitude and his approach with players and all of that, he knows that he's got a shelf life as a coach, and I don't think he loses a second of sleep over it.
Well, you were talking to Sarich the other day about the dress code, and you talk about evolving and changing.
Oh, yeah, he was real strict about all that.
Torts was...
You look sharp, you come to the rink all dialed up. Swear to sweater be on the bench. It's like...
Yeah. Little tracksuit and sweater behind the bench. Things have changed.
Can I ask you, I asked Noodles this on Wednesday, and I think I asked you it wasn't last week, however long ago, but about Chicago, and Chicago being a destination. And now Bedard, everyone's riled up, and he's not going to re-sign. What the hell is going on? This feels like a huge disaster, just waiting to
it feels that. It does. And look, we had a real quick conversation with Kyle Davidson, the general manager, last week in Florida. And in fairness, it was more, not to get too personal with him, but he's talked about it openly, publicly, about a congenital heart issue that he has, that he just recently had to get, checked on, and there was a procedure. So he's got a lot going on in his life, let alone trying to manage everything that's all over the place with the Chicago Blackhawks. So don't take this as inside information, but there is a sense around those who are reasonably close to the Chicago Blackhawks that there's got to be some form of change coming. And what does that mean? I really feel like Kyle Davidson needed a veteran voice, right? Like he absolutely needed that. When he was named general manager, they should have named, a president of hockey operations first, and then let that person go down that path and then decide if Kyle Davidson's the right candidate. Perfect. That's fine. The two-headed monster, in my opinion, works, right? Craig Conroy is surrounded by experienced management types, right? I wouldn't think there'd be too many days where he doesn't lean on Maloney or Dave Nonis, and, he's got Brad Pascal. I mean, different voices. And Davidson has some of that. But that's such a hockey-rich market that to think that Kyle Davidson is going to be able to put all the pieces back to get this team to a place where we're not now questioning the future of Connor Bedard with the Blackhawks at that age, it feels like help is required. Experienced veteran help. Kenny Holland's name has always been drifting out there, right? Like just how we know he wants to get back into the league. I know that there are teams that have approached him recently about an advisory role, something like that. Maybe he'd be a real good fit there in some capacity, but that's kind of some of the change that I see. Could be bigger than that. Maybe it's less in Chicago, but there's got to be something coming in the offseason.
Another high pick coming in this offseason.
Yeah,
some good players.
Chicago and San Jose, eh? That Schaefer kid.
Honestly, I look at them, man. Like they're going to be really good. I don't think it's that far away.
Yeah, no, San Jose. I agree.
Yeah, and I know Greer's taken some heat, like especially on the CC deal because it helped Edmonton get out of a jam, and no one wanted to see that. But you look at what he took for getting Jake Wallman a second, turns it around, adds a first from Edmonton. Like, he all of a sudden is a really nice stable of young players, a bunch of picks still, and he's going to have another top 3 pick. And I already like the young guys they have. Toffoli was a great signing.
Yeah, but it's like Boomer said earlier. LA is in a way different place than the San Jose Sharks. But most hockey fans, unless you're a diehard, aren't paying close attention to what Mike Greer and the San Jose Sharks are doing outside of the obvious. Like Macklin Celebrini is going to be a superstar in the National Hockey League. We can kind of see that already. I think Greer's a sharp general manager. I do. He just goes about his business. He's got real good ownership support there. But there's a ton of work that needs to be done, obviously. But I'm with you guys. I don't think San Jose is that far away anymore. I don't.
I was going to call up Rhett. We have a meat market here in town that we're big fans of. Bonton meats. Greg Keller's great. And Rhett puts in. Can we call it? I mean, we've got the order, the list of what it was, and then you went and it was literally kind of a hand crate or a hand cart on wheels that you needed to
a basket, Dregs.
Get this all trucked out there. You were going to get, so I mean, it's how many chickens? Do you have it there?
Oh, the list.
I sent this to Jack
because I was going to say, do you go to it's like I need so many pounds of ground beef and chicken and turkey because
you gotta fill the freezer.
You're a meat connoisseur, as we know.
Yeah. I've got a guy. About an hour away who has grass-fed beef, and I'm not into the organic stuff. Like, I mean, how can it be 100% organic? Who knows what these creatures are eating? Anyway, I'm looking at the order here, Rhett's order. Very, very, very similar. Very similar. So yes. Yeah. I mean, maybe not as significant. This is a big order. This is a very, very big order, but I'm just
soak it all in.
But you have 3 young boys. You got 3 teenage boys.
Yeah.
We do have a listening audience, Dean. Could you
right. So it's 22-pound packs of ground beef, and then 10 ground pork turkey, 25 double packs of skinless chicken breast, 25 New York strips, 25 fillets, a dozen baseball ribeyes, 4 beef ribs, 2 prime rib roasts, size to feed 8.
I like it.
And you were they? How happy were they to see you? I understand. Maybe you're maybe going to be able to help fund.
I'll leave you guys with this because I know we're up against it. But you wouldn't do it with the prime rib roast. But Rhett, you're going to love this. I just bought this meat slicer.
Oh, I have one.
Do you? Oh, So I just put a roast in the smoker this week.
Oh,
And just thin, razor thin sliced roast beef. Oh, boys.
Stack it up.
I got a slicer too, Drakes.
If we ever get you out here, I know Greg's gonna he'd want to put on a show with some meat for you. So I figured you'd appreciate that.
That's fantastic.
Take care of yourself, bud. Good to talk to you as always.
All right, guys, have a great week.
You bet. Darren Dreger, TSN Hockey Insider, our insider here on the Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Come on.
Slice it thin. It's just it's the same with cheese. The thinner you slice it, the better it tastes. Somehow.
Yeah. What was it? Was Kramer, right? When he was slicing the meat there in Jerry's kitchen.
Did he got to get some good mustard?
See how excited? See, now we're in a positive
when you
frame of
find
mind.
your pocket, your people, right? Maybe it takes a little while, but there you go.
Your meat buddies, you and Drex.
Meat buddies, absolutely. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. CrystalClearCalgary.com is the website. Good old Dregs. I want to tell you about, we talked about summer hockey. It doesn't feel like summer right now, but it is coming, apparently. Hockey North America, Calgary's best run adult recreational hockey league since 1988. Summer hockey team sign up is open now. And if you go and mention Barn Burner when you sign up, $100 off your team registration. They've got the men's divisions. They've got co-ed divisions, women's division, 14 plus games for the summer, great ice times, great arenas. Hockey for beginners programs are open now. You can sign up, 21 ice times for those. They've got tournaments if that's your thing as well. All the information that you need is right there at hna.com, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen.
I'm going to put something to you.
Yep.
I will pay the entry fee for a team if Pinder and Jack compile the team, but if they don't win, they have to pay me back.
In what, a tournament or the league?
The league.
Well, define win. A game
win
or
the league.
Oh,
boy, that's a lot of GM work in the summer.
They both love to
are you
play.
asking us
They're
to
both
play?
players.
Jack, are you ready to play? You're still
This
sick.
guy's outside at Prentice.
yeah.
I'm in. Yeah.
So,
What?
Nah, it's just going to be Jack's Lugan buddies. That's what it's going to be.
I don't care who it is. You think you know hockey? Put together a squad. Go in the league. Play.
No, I'm guessing there's different.
Bunch of big mouths.
Well, there's different levels. It's like,
I don't care what
you
level. You gotta win.
You just get whatever division they're in. They need to win, or they have to pay you back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know what we're trying to prove.
I worry about your schedule.
That's my thing.
Summer's busy.
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
playing
looking
in the
for.
summer. I'm happy to hang the skates up.
You gonna come watch?
Jack is not busy. You've got all kinds of.
I need coach. I need to work on my coaching so I can get behind the bench.
All right. I'm in.
Let's talk about
there's your QR code, right?
QR right there.
Get that QR code. HNA.com. Hockey North America is putting that on.
Proving a point because he's a big talker. Shit.
There is a bit of talk.
How's their championship cooler from the Pond Hockey tournament?
It's great.
Yeah, okay, good. The
Really,
tournament you didn't come
really,
to?
really
tournament?
It's full of meat. I have I did put in a photo. I mean, it's a little close to it, so you guys will be able to pick it up. But if you were to show this to somebody, it's maybe you went had some soft ice cream, maybe a sundae. When you're finished, you get right into the bottom and you scoop all of it out here. I got sent this photo yesterday, and I was thinking, if you showed this to probably 10 people, 8 or 9 out of the 10 would say, "Oh, is that a peanut buster parfait? Was that some like a fudge sundae with nuts?
Blizzard? What do you got in there?"
I know what that is.
You do know what that is,
Yep.
Ryan. What are we looking at there?
There's only one potato salad we're talking about. It's Bonton potato salad, and that is a man that's filled a cup with potato salad and eaten it with a spoon.
I almost ate both of the containers of potato salad by myself.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Greg was asking, so did Rhett did he share some of the potato salad?
It was spectacularly good yesterday.
Do you see what I'm seeing, Jack? Is you almost could.
Yeah, it looks like ice cream or something.
Oh, that's maybe a nice little, was there chocolate at the bottom? Some fudge?
No, we know him better than that.
No, that's an entire, and it's not a cup, to be fair. That's a liter. That's
one of the liters.
Yeah, that's one of
good
the.
For you.
That's a 1 liter
Jeez.
deal. How long did it last?
The first one,
like that one there.
you crush through it, then you Then I graze. It's the walk by, have a bite,
Have a couple
Yeah,
spoonfuls, put it back in.
Here's the real question. Guaranteed he had this out in his rig when he's driving home. Was he done the first liter before he turned off Crowchild? Or did he take the ring road
I did
home?
not have
Did
a
he take the ring road?
spoon.
You got to leave a spoon in the console, Rex. Come on.
I feel like the spoon wouldn't hold you back necessarily. You'd
If
be
it's a
able to
plastic spoon, he'd break it. He needs a metal
you
one.
could
He'd-
dig a couple of digits in there, take care of
Jeez.
yourself.
Mm.
Yeah, you could probably pull that off.
Trying the soup today.
Good for you.
Soup.
Good
soup
for
day.
you.
Yeah, it is a soup day.
And
It's
a
not
clean
special
soup.
day.
So you and your family can eat it too.
I eat
It's
everything.
clean, like
Yeah.
healthy.
Healthy.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been working with, and because we didn't know about the soup, knew about the bone broth.
Mm.
Greg and I have kind of been planning because we want to. We really feel like, and we talked about it here about bologna,
Mm.
the forgotten sandwich meat, the forgotten meat. And Greg is in, and I know we're in.
Now,
And he said, we could do a soup and sandwich day with the bologna, fried bologna,
That
however
sounds
we do
good
it,
to the
plus
world.
have some soups. I was thinking, I've been researching different mustards. There's some local companies that make their own kind of.
well, you know what'll end up happening? Then we're going to end up with a restaurant.
Are we?
Rhett's done this before. He's owned restaurants and
Yeah.
bars. Yeah.
Bars.
We're going
pubs.
to, I mean, you kidding me? We're going to have us out there talking about it, eating it. It will be delicious. Then people are going to hear about it and they're like, well, let's show up
Yeah.
and try it. And they're like, why don't you guys open up then we'll have a food truck. God, I'm going to be busy.
The block
I don't
party
like
here.
this idea.
You can't coach hockey this summer.
Sorry, Jack. Come on.
You've got your bologna truck. What are
Now,
you
is
gonna,
mortadella
Oh,
bologna?
so good. No, you know what? That's a good question.
I feel like it's in the
it might be a
realm.
very high-end Italian bologna.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Remember that sandwich I made you have in Penticton? That had mortadella on it.
Delicious. Does Greg have?
Oh yeah, I almost got some. Yes, that's what I was asking. I almost said throw just a little mortadella.
300 grams of that sliced thin, please.
Yeah. Do you have like a reserved parking spot when you go up there? It's like reserved for R. Warner.
It's like a
No.
red carpet side door.
Yeah.
There's a few people that recognize me,
Mm.
and then some don't, and how can I help you? And I said, well, I've got
I
a
bet.
big order back behind. They're kind of like, what?
You know that pallet you thought was for loading the
Then
freezer?
someone that
That's
knows
Red
me goes, yes, it's.
Do you own a catering company?
Oh, you got a wedding this weekend, huh?
Yeah.
You're really treating
It
everyone.
must be a big wedding. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
geez.
that's a lot of meat.
150 people?
Bonton Meat Market. From prime rib to bologna. It's everything you want. It's everything you want.
And anything in between.
That's right.
Don't ask about the potato salad. Just have it.
Just have it. Did Rhett share any of the potato salad?
Share.
Almost did a spit take. Greg, you know better. I think he does just,
Wind you up.
oh yeah, a little
The
bit.
Sam Bennett stuff. Yeah.
We will get to the Pinder Report in a moment. Service Big Share contest continues. It's $1 million. Oh, that's a lot of prime rib
God,
roasts.
I was going to
for
say.
8. What does that look like, by the way? How like a prime rib roast that would feed 8? Is that
Bigger than a loaf of bread?
Yeah, it's
significant. Service Big Share contest. Anyone can enter. If you win the $1 million, you don't have to buy prime rib, but you could if you wanted.
Do what you
You'd be
want.
in.
I don't know why the hell you wouldn't. But
Become a member at Service Credit Union. Start saving. Every $500 that you save gets you 5 entries into the Big Share contest. All the details and all the info you need, how to get involved, how to get those bonus entries. Service.ca/win. Your RSPs, TFSAs. Get that paycheck. Automatic deposit right into your service account. That's bonus entries. April 30th, 2025 is when the contest ends. Skill test is required. It's $1 million with Service Credit Union just by saving money. Service.ca/win. I feel like there's not even a downside. A lot of times, like, well, I'm getting a lot of entries. I'm buying a lot of. I'm doing a lot to try and win this contest. Usually, then maybe if you don't win, you're like, ooh,
Shoot.
that's tough. I spent a lot of money on tickets and trying to get in there.
I thought I had that 50-50 locked down.
Like, man,
Babe, it was a strategy. It was foolproof.
if I buy this many,
Right?
50s, yeah, that works out.
How much did you spend on all of that? Here, you're actually just saving money. It's really quite a So okay, Service Credit Union. Smart. Time for the Pinder Report. It's a presentation. So what's the mood and tenor of this? Because there's still some things about the Flames, quite honestly, we haven't talked about.
There's lots of Flames stuff there. We have lots of Flames prospects coming up. The Calgary Hitmen open up tonight. And then a smattering of dumb stuff at the end. And our friend down under is checked in.
Nice.
Because
I figured there's no way to bring it up without being like I told you so, or you, or pointing fingers or whatever. But where are you on your buddy Miromanov? Like, are we?
I don't know why he's starting. I don't know why he's starting. Like, is Paul hurt? Because it's been 4 or 5 in a row. Again.
Well, he was back in a game ago. Was he not in the?
Paul hasn't played since I don't think the Toronto game. Which is crazy to me. Like, Miromanov has just been a staple. And he hasn't, to be fair, really had a run of third pair minutes because Pahal's been good all year. So I just don't know if Pahal's hurt or not. But yeah, he's a 6'7" at best. That's what we've learned this year.
He and Bean, we showed the Bean highlight he just about put it in his own net. He shot it off of his own post.
Bean makes double, and Bean's the first rounder, and Bean got 2 years, not 1. I mean, Miromanov, you're going to see what it was. It was a kick of the tires on a toolsy guy. I think they're both 7s on a good team.
Because
and Hanley's been the opposite. This guy rotted for 2 months.
He played in the Islander game. Yeah, he played 17-42 against the Islanders.
Pahal?
Yeah.
So that was the one, and that was okay.
So he played in Toronto, then missed a couple. Then he was in against the Islanders. And
so he's played one of the last 5. Weird, hey? He's been
I'm with you, Dean.
Immovable force. I'm not backing Miro here. I'm not saying he's playing well. I'm wondering why Pahal's not in. We've all loved Pahal most of the year.
Can I just cut to the chase?
Yes.
The hell difference does it make now?
Oh,
man. Here we go.
Those 3 games that we had in hand that we're going to leapfrog it? Yeah.
I still got 3 games now.
Yeah, but it doesn't leapfrog you into shit.
No, it doesn't.
Right. You're already in the shit.
Yeah.
Now you just got to beat Colorado in Colorado in the first half of a back-to-back.
Turds right now.
Damn it.
Zary's out. We don't score. Zary's out. We don't score. So that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Things at all.
Like, Jack, do you have that goal? Because
the coaches have completely lost their marbles. They don't know what they're doing anymore. Pahal's in. Miromanov's in. Paul's in the stands. Miromanov. What? Do you need a headbutt? Do we have to start having our headbutts again?
Need a headbutt.
Huh?
Maybe that lucky tie's on a little too tight.
Yeah.
He's not wearing that one again.
Take it to the cleaner.
That one's going. That's cooked.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
The other thing I'd love to see the goal again, but Wyatt freaking Johnson.
First Miromanov doesn't get it out at the point.
Yeah.
It's got to be out. And then he gets absolutely
walked,
turnstiled.
Mm-hmm.
And Bean's like, holy shit, this guy's good. Watching him putting his own rebound in the friggin' roof.
Wolf makes an unreal save to stop the first one.
Unreal save.
Well, you guys aren't making it any better.
And I don't know what Rooney's doing on the Granlund goal.
And some guys are coming at you on Twitter saying, hey, these are all Connie boys.
Well, I signed all these guys. So.
Look, like we said it all year. There's 3 guys on this blue line that don't crack. Like, for Stars blue line when they're healthy. It's insane that they're in this spot with Joel bleeping Hanley.
Well, we looked at it yesterday morning because Anderson didn't take part in the morning skate.
Yeah.
So it was like Hanley and Miromanov and Bean. Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah. How? And then the people in Montreal are like, oh, I can't believe Lane Hudson's not going to win just because the Flames have a good decor. Like, what are you looking at? Joel bleeping Hanley. Waiver claim. Top pair.
That is. Do you think they should sign Ball? I think they should sign Ball.
I don't know that there's anyone suggesting you shouldn't. Yeah.
Just start
an actual NHL
to build,
defenseman. Yeah.
You know what? You guys have ruined it again. We have Dregs on, and we get to talking about meats and deli slicers. Things are good. We show some potato salad. We're cruising. We had our down moment, now we're building out of it, and now kablamo, right back into shitter.
You know what I've got that's going to make you happy? I didn't know how I was ever really going to incorporate this in. But I found something. I was like, this is, you know what this is going to do? This is going to make Rhett very happy someday. And it feels like maybe we could use a bit of a...
You're damn right we could, Dean.
All right. You ready for it?
Well, Pinder doesn't know what the hell's going on.
No idea.
Some fat sweat hog from the audience is in the ring.
There you go. I found a better quality some fat sweat hog.
Way to go, Dean.
Yeah, thanks. buddy.
You never cease to amaze things that you'll work at.
Oh,
Oh,
How long did you work on that Rob Ray clip? Because you had to tidy that one up.
The swearing one?
Yeah.
No. That one was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was quick. But the problem was the other one. That's from
Audio's way 80s, bro.
80, like 86, I think, is what it's from.
Some fat sweat hog from the audience is in the ring.
Yeah.
And it was actually
every time.
Jack. It was actually Adrian Adonis.
Yeah.
Who was sitting in the front row in a dress and a wig.
Come on.
Who was
Jack.
coming in to interfere in the match. It in fact wasn't a fat sweat hog.
Some fat sweat hog from the audience is in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Jesse the Body.
Beautiful.
Jesse the Body. All right. It's time for the Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda. The $1 million buy-in it's here. Do it. I can't help but wonder. Today's the 28th of March. If maybe clock's ticking on this.
Yeah.
You think they're just going to have money sitting around to buy your used vehicle? Oh, I'll get to it in July or August. I wouldn't. Let Village Honda appraise your vehicle. Complimentary appraisals. You can begin it all. The process starts online at villagehonda.com. We'll present the Pinder Report.
All right, let's head over to Flames Nation, see what's going on after the Flames hosted the Dallas Stars last night to cap a brief 2-game homestand. Our boy Flash has really summed this one up nicely. Calgary Flames put together one of their most solid team efforts all season. Lose.
Damn it.
Yeah. Is that a pooch with Flash there? It's a good looking pooch.
Yeah, looks like my dog.
My stupid kids. Dad, can we get a dog?
Do you know it's our dog's birthday today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
We got to go for pup cups and stuff later.
The dog with 2 names, his birthday.
Yep. He's such a good boy.
Louis Buster Douglas.
Yep.
Weird how your kids still want a dog after you ripped their hearts out by giving their dog away.
You
Want to go back to
dog.
that?
Another
Well,
country.
Hated that dog. We had to get rid of it.
it's not true.
Jeez. Yeah, it's a cruel game, all right. Old
damn
Bobby
right it
Germany was weighing in on that as well. The screenshot says it all, folks. Shots 48-20. Dallas 5, Calgary 2.
The Wolf sucked.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, man. How many backdoor tap-ins did they have, guys?
That's the thing. 106 shot attempts.
Floppy pucks.
How many do you need to get more than 2 goals? And yes, you had 2 disallowed, but goodness gracious.
Yeah, like what do we? So we need 200.
Do you need 200 to get 4 or 5?
200 shot. That's a lot of shooting in a 60-minute match.
If the refs are screwing us, we need 200
We
shot
need
attempts.
to average 3 shot attempts per minute.
You want another one? Against their backup.
The backup
He's
looked pretty damn good.
though. You trotted out his numbers.
And no
yesterday.
Miro Heiskanen.
No Miro. And his second back?
No.
Okay, just checking. The real bad news wasn't that they lost. It's that they've likely lost Connor Zary for a long time. Our boy Dregs, we just had on, tweeted this morning at 8:37. Further testing and imaging required to determine the extent of the injury. However, the initial assessment offered some encouragement regarding Connor Zary's knee. Tough scene last night following an awkward collision.
He's fine. He's effing Gumby, this guy.
Well, I mean, there's degrees of fine. Is he done for 6 months or is it just a few weeks?
It was the same knee, and it's not intense.
So not getting off in less than 10
How
seconds.
you gaining anything but laying around? Get off. Get looked at. Get fixed.
Let the trainer tell you whether you should get up or not.
Yeah, trainers are idiots. Drunk all night.
This is where you say, Ryan, back to you.
Back to you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rhett. Let's take a look at the Western Conference wild card. Is it just me, or is now Minnesota the team you're targeting? The Blues have won 8 in a row. 8 in a row. God, they're good.
Stupid Jeff Montgomery.
Yeah.
Summer of Jeff my ass. That's hurting the Flames as much as it's hurting the Oilers.
That's bad.
Still have a game in hand of the Canucks, which doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, the 9th place bowl. Peak Sadness, I guess you really would want to finish. Although, no, maybe Peak Sadness would be 11th from the book. Sadness is coming, friends.
We are lining up exquisitely.
Yeah,
for Peak Sadness.
You want that combo of giving away a high pick to Montreal and missing the playoffs? There's a little window here. You're going to thread that.
You've got it. It's going to happen.
Oh, 100, yeah. It's 95% chance of happening. I would say.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it is a high likelihood. Yes.
Very hard to fall into the bottom 10.
Yeah, who's catching you?
No one in the Pacific. That's the Pacific Division. I bring this up because they play the Oilers. Back up on Saturday. Oilers have had a real rough go. They got absolutely shellacked by the Kraken last night.
Could be 6 back of the Oilers. We could catch the Oilers.
Feels more likely to catch the Blues at this point.
It really does.
And they're without Draisaitl, and they're without McDavid, and they're without Trent Frederick, who hasn't played yet.
You know what? That's our goal. Let's reset our goals, Dean.
Do you ever reset your goals? You
Get
sit down,
the Oilers.
fix your goals, your dream board.
Claw back the Oilers.
Surely we can deal with this.
Right?
8 back, game in hand, 4-pointer on Saturday.
6 back. We play them.
With
Now
the
we're
game
2
in
back.
hand, 4 back, and then McDavid and Draisaitl.
No, we're going to win the game in hand. So that 81. So
you're
now
4
we're
back.
6 back. Now we play them.
Yeah,
we're 4 back.
Just
basically 4
guys
back of
are
the others.
You just
What?
verbal word salads here. This is what it is now. You're talking. You've taken crazy pills.
This is like when it's 1 a.m. and you're like, I should probably go home now. The reasons you come up with continue to stay until the lights come on.
But this
No. This guy's great at karaoke. I need to hear a couple more songs.
This
from him.
brilliant conversation. How could
Yeah, this is definitely drunk up too late kind of
boy.
talk. I should buy a brewery.
No, I feel great.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
that's
be hungover at all tomorrow.
If I get 3 hours, I'll be fine.
I think shots are a great idea.
That's 180 minutes.
We're totally catching the Oilers. Fuck St. Louis. It's the Oilers now. Yeah.
And then McCarr's going to sign when he's up. They're going to bring Point back. Shively's guy. He's a Calgary guy. They're going to win the Cup of the League. Right?
Yes.
Close. Yeah, we're treading into that territory.
Yes.
Trusty Connie coming is.
The enthusiasm. We'll be wanting to do a show after the
It's true.
drinks tomorrow night in the battle.
Shifley's a Calgary guy.
It's the girlfriend's here. I don't know. He likes golf carts here. Schedule we showed you. It's not a lot left in March. There's one back-to-back left. It is Monday, Tuesday. You won't see it there. The Monday game's at Colorado. It's a tough stretch. Dallas contender, outplay them and lose. Edmonton contender, missing their 2 superstars. Colorado wagon playing really well, and then Utah on a Tuesday night the day after, second half of the back-to-back.
They've never played well in Utah.
I believe you're correct. They got
am
doors blown off in the fall there.
Yeah.
They've never played well.
And if you look at April, fellas, it's odd numbers only every other day. 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th, 15th, 17th, game over. So you like that set it and forget it rhythm?
No.
They got it there.
I like to
2 Anaheims,
nothing.
2 Vegases, 2 San Jose's, and a stinking Kings game that's been moved from the Fires in the fall to the last day of the season.
How's 95 look?
It's not good.
95 might catch Minnesota or Edmonton. It's not catching the Blues. Fuck.
No, we went through it yesterday. Because Red had thrown out the 95, and I said rather than try and find the points, just look at the sked.
Yeah.
And think in terms of wins and losses. Then take whatever points you draw from that and put it against. It's like, okay, well, it's win, loss, that point, up what? 91.
Nope.
Ooh, shit. That's not 95. So we're gonna need some more.
We're gonna have to rejig this.
But in fairness, I think we had last night as a loss.
We did.
So we're right on track for the 91.
Yeah.
To miss still?
Which doesn't help.
Yes.
Got it. Let's look at the East.
So we can still hit our 91.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still gonna hit that peak sadness, eh?
Yeah.
Case closed. Eastern Conference. Got some great races last night. Leafs scored 2 with an empty net in the final minute and then lost in a shootout to the Sharks last night. If you haven't seen the highlights, Celebrini and Will Smith in the shootout.
We have the highlights. We also
Crazy.
have the was it Eklund? William, is that his name? We have the William Eklund goal. I don't know if you saw that one.
His brother's going to go in the top 10 this year.
It's high skill. That's the thing, because Eklund was I think he's a first round pick, right? San Jose, a pick going back. Look at the skill here from Eklund. Brainy, who is also good.
I don't like these two.
He's just 18, though. Eh?
Yeah, he's just
a puppy from Vancouver.
Good enough for the league yet? Not sure.
Also went blocker side after 1,000 moves in 10 seconds.
Joseph Wall was doing the
breakdance.
The Denny Lemieux. Tabaratake! He was falling into the stick rack, freaking out.
It's like sitting on coals there. He's just trying to get out.
Yeah.
They're good. They're real good.
And still last points wise in the league, right?
And still going to add like
still gonna get,
one of the most talented players in the world. Like I don't know if you could pick a team to be a fan of for like the next 15 years.
I can't cheer for that team.
I'm not saying I'm just like
their goal horn and the dink dink after they scored. Still,
you're allowed to hate them. They have a nice collection of young players.
Yes,
and the jerseys suck.
Back to the East. Great chases going on here.
To you, Ryan.
Somebody's going to win the wild card in the East that I don't think's good. Montreal is really trying to spit the bits.
The
Islanders sold, and they're still in the mix. The Rangers, they're going to gas fire trade everyone. Columbus has come on hard times.
Columbus.
Detroit's still in the mix. Oh boy, someone's limping in here. Now look, you got 3 weeks to get this straightened out, but a couple other interesting chases. Look at the Atlantic. You've got 1 point separating first from second and third. The 2-3 there is no good. And first place might have to play the Senators, which might also be no good. Lots to play for there. Not so much in the Metro. Everyone's locked in. No one's moving. Let's keep going. Torts run a couple days ago. I'm sure you guys talked about that a bunch. Weird. A guy that we know is good at coaching veterans and not great with kids didn't work with a really young team, huh?
It is odd.
Yeah. Huh. Don't know how that could have been. Kevin Kurtz of The Athletic. It's fair to say something happened between Cam York and John Tortorella in Toronto that contributed to the coach's dismissal. They probably both crossed the line. Okay. Weird. Sidney Crosby still good at hockey?
I'm going to ask a question here. Can I just so in a situation like this, things are shitty in Philly.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going well, and it's a rebuild, and it's blah, blah, blah. You've got a coach who's a hothead, or was anyway. I don't know if he's as hot as he used to, but has the ability to run hot. And you've got a young kid. Now, they clearly are getting in an argument. Who's in the wrong?
Yeah, we don't know.
No. I guess I'm old school in saying, as a kid, can you tell the coach you suck? And I'm going to argue with you?
I mean, the bottom line is the literal bottom line of the quote, which is they probably both crossed the line. I don't know that coaches have free reign like they used to. Like, you can't come and insult me and take cheap shots without me saying, hey, I don't think that's fair, and here's why you're screwing this team. I mean, I think in today's
really
world,
don't know what.
No, we don't. And so they probably both crossed the line is the quote from the source. So I don't think we can start giving free passes to one side or the other, wagging fingers. They both crossed the line. It seems like one got fired, the other got benched.
Maybe York was saying, hey, put on a suit.
Where's your lucky tie?
Hey, sweater boy.
Torts.
Yeah.
Torts will get to drink pina coladas next year for $4 million. He'll be okay. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby still good. Wow. He's either been the best player in the NHL or in the small group just below the best on every single season since he entered the league. It is 20 point per game seasons, 1 more than Wayne, 3 more than Gordie Howe, 5 more than Evgeny Malkin, 5 more than Mario, 5 more than Messier, 5 more than Marcel Dion, 5 more than Joe Sakic and Ron Francis.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
The fact that Malkin is right there is actually like,
I think Sid has a hand in that.
for sure.
I mean, they're both great
it's
players.
not like Gretzky didn't play with anyone.
It's true. All these guys, unreal. The consistency is really amazing. And when you switch to points per game, it gives you a little wiggle room for the concussion in the outdoor game season and some other stuff. Because, you've had lockout shortened, pandemic shortened, all that stuff. But 20 point per game seasons, goodness. Jack, your boy, screwing up this rebuild.
He's the GOAT. They got killed yesterday.
Yeah, they really did. Tristan Zary is so back. He's been yanked his last 2 starts.
Good for him.
God, he's bad. All right. Next, from one GOAT to another, Alex Ovechkin. we'll get to this in a moment, called his whole team out to shake Marc-Andre Fleury's hand after losing to the Wild, blowing a lead, literally pulled guys out of the tunnel and shook hands at center ice. It's Fleury's swan song season. We don't know when Ovi's is. He's still got 6 to go.
So the Wild win this game.
Yeah, they blow a lead to the Caps.
And Ovi's, hey,
we're not going anywhere.
Fellas. Don't.
TVRs.
There's enough hot water in the showers. Just don't get out here.
Hey.
Alex Ovechkin got the guys out of the tunnel, brought them back on the ice, and said, "No, we have to go shake hands."
I'm gonna put some boogs on my shaker hand here, and yeah, get some boogs loaded up.
Yep, wipe it on the pant. There we are. Let's
COVID.
go.
Has connected with people around.
That's nice. I mean,
it's incredible. And look, this guy gets so much about hockey that we, I think, take for granted. There's been a lot of really highly talented players from Russia that come over, and it feels like they're mercenaries. Alex Ovechkin is a fabric of the game guy, and Chris Johnson wrote a piece the last few days talking about how impressed Barry Trotz was in Washington, that you could go hard at him and he would not react poorly or mope or come back at you like this. He may as well be John Simpson from Saskatchewan. Like, he is a heart and soul hockey guy, the way we don't expect Russians to be.
I agree with you 100%.
And I don't know if I think that obviously there's a maturation that happens. I think when he broke into the league, there was this guy's kind of a prima donna. This guy is going to be able to win. Are they going to be able to win with this guy? But he's done it all, obviously, now. And everybody loves him. For a long time, it was if you liked Sid, you couldn't like Ovi.
That was part of the problem.
It was
right?
This Russian guy with
couldn't like them both.
Tinted visor, and it was almost like there was kind of a, I don't know,
fabricated rivalry.
Well, it was like you can't like Ovi if you like Sid, and who can't like Sid? He's Canadian. Look how great he is.
Whereas again, if the guy's name's John Smith from Saskatchewan, you love everything about this guy from day one.
And what I like about that is you see handshakes, but in the playoffs, that's what you do. That's that's going out of your way to do something cool.
What if they see each other in the finals?
Good.
They will, for sure. Yeah.
Matter of time.
Kate, I think that we had one more, Jack, there. You had noted it yesterday, I think, fellas, that Brad Marchand, who took morning skate like right after the trade, finally to make his Panthers debut. I was blown away when I saw debut tonight, because I was like, no, he took that morning skate against Boston. Remember, he came out and had the comments. Oh, he took a morning skate 4 weeks ago and hasn't played.
Take some time.
All right.
Get used to the sun. You got to get the base. You got to build the base.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Couldn't put his shoulder pads on.
I think so. That's what I heard.
Katie's got a good base. Look at how rich the skin is.
Room?
No, just a lot of sun down there.
What's that? I got to check this out for you. Everything's on the uppity up.
All right. Very good. Yeah, good tan. Everyone's tan down there. We're looking pretty pacey. Jack, what are you smiling at?
Johnny's Zoom cam.
Easy. We got some Flames prospect news. I'm bouncing around on you, Jack. Let's go to the Idar Suniev had an incredible day yesterday. Now, he's a player at UMass, had a monster year, second year in college. He was drafted when we were in Nashville, as part of the Toffoli deal. Third rounder, scored a goal a game with Penticton in the BC League. It is 3-1 at one point for Minnesota, who are heavily favored here. They've seeded them 1 through 4 in the quadrant, but it's really like 3 against 13. It's a goal from Suniev here brings them to within 1, and he wasn't done because this game needed overtime. Suniev, a lethal finisher, up to 20 goals on the season, and it's just stuff like this. He gets a shot, he doesn't miss. Let's get to overtime where things got even better. Sound up for this one.
And he gets tripped up at center ice. No call. And the Minnesota faithful throwing their hands up into the air. Don's Leschmilis moving in. On a backhand, Leschmilis score! And UMass has stunned Minnesota in overtime.
So when you have second of the game, they move on. They're in the finals of their quadrant. Pretty good.
Heartbreaking.
Lots of heartbreak. Friend of the show, Luke Strands, Mankato.
Yeah.
Lost in double OT last night to
Luke Strutt.
Western Michigan. Shoot. Coach of the year, CCHA. Oh, boy.
And I think that's a tough one for Jimmy Snuggerud, isn't it?
Wow, there's 3 or 4 drafted players on this
That's
highly.
nice. I'm not. I love to debate you. I don't think he did F all. That was one hell of a pass.
It really was.
And I would sound up for this one.
Well, it's overtime.
And it's to the back door, and they score.
I thought he was going.
Listen to the excitement. Yeah. Jack, sound up on this one.
On a backhand, Lashmilla score! And UMass has stunned Minnesota in overtime.
It's a big goal.
That is a nice pass.
Whether it's a tap-in back door or not, it's a big goal. It's a big win.
A lot of them this year. The Flames are going to push to sign this guy this spring.
Cornell beat Michigan State
16-1.
Oh,
I told you that UMass was a big upset. 13-5. There's the double OT we talked about. As for the action today, another Flames prospect in action. Arseny Sergeev, the netminder for Penn State, has been really good this year. Amongst the leaders in the nation for goal saved above expected. They got 4-seed Maine. So that won't be easy. But, hey, lots of upsets so far.
Flames got anybody? And Quinnipiac?
No, they're the only 2 guys in the tournament of the 2 we've mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bentley.
Bobcats, though. Good jerseys. Got some WHL news for you. Well, it's college news, too. Remember Caden Lindstrom, 4th overall?
I do.
Hasn't played a game this year for Medicine Hat?
Oh, no.
Oh, he'll come back for his 19-year-old year. Nope. Off to Michigan State. Ho-ho! 4th overall. Wow. And, yeah, of course, Michigan, Ohio, the big rivalry there. That's a Columbus perspective. But if you're the Western League, this is where you start getting nervous. This is an absolute superstar in your league who was well over a point per game in his draft year as a 17-year-old. Sounds like he gone. And he might not be the only Tiger departing Medicine Hat this summer. They're a good team. Might be it for their window, though. Crazy.
What are you saying?
It's things I've been saying for a while.
There's a lot of shit going down, Dean.
Lots happening. And
well, I get that, but you're talking about the Tigers. Who are you? I mean,
well, Gavin McKenna's probably too good for the dub now. That would be my thought. And if you can find a way to get some NIL money, square or not, get to play against older men in a better league. Work out on Mondays, play twice a week, fly everywhere, don't ride buses for 15
Play
months.
in your summer hockey league team.
I'd take Caden Lindstrom on that team. He needs to shake the rust. He hasn't played all year.
Yeah.
What a cushy schedule.
As for the Calgary Hitmen, no cushy schedule here. They get started tonight.
Ho-ho!
It is the Blades and the Hitmen. First time in a quarter century these 2 clubs have met.
Is this the first time? I was in bed thinking about this last night.
Well, see, I did some research where I couldn't figure it out. It says the first time in 25 years they've met. So I don't know if that's when the Hitmen came in or if they played 26 years ago.
Came in.
What year did they
played 26 years ago because it's 2025, Dean, right now.
Okay, thank you.
25th anniversary
I
patches.
think the Hitmen came in around 97.
Well, yeah.
So too. So they probably played once late 90s is my guess.
Blades with a shit pump.
And look at this. Hunter Lang, Flames prospect, son of former Abbotsford Heat captain Quinton Lang, also from Washington Capital. And there's Hertig as well.
Who the hell are these reference
names?
It's just Flames.
Our buddy, of course. Yeah.
It's all right. So
this Lang is certainly a Flames reference, but I don't know what the other 3 people's names that you.
So Lang is the son of a former Flames farmhand. That's not.
The hell's a farmhand?
Ryan worked in the A, so knows that this kid's dad played in the A.
Okay.
Axel Hertig was drafted by the Flames. He plays for the Hitmen.
We saw Hunter Lang in Penticton.
He's big, 6'6". He's got 25 goals this year. A lot of very, very good seasons for the 24 draft class in the Flames system.
So where is your bread buttered here, Rhett?
In Saskatoon.
Oh.
What?
Screw
that
the
makes
head.
sense, I guess.
Sean Hopeross running his mouth. He'll come down there and slap you upside the head.
Yeah, I got money on Sean.
You will.
I'll arm wrestle you, you big galoot.
He's got bad shoulders.
I have been requested to attend one of these illustrious games and perhaps give a speech. Just saying.
Not by the Hitmen.
By which team and who asked
the
you
Hitmen
from
want
that
you
team?
Nowhere near them in the playoffs.
That's fine. That's right. The Flames and the Hitmen, they don't want me around. That's fine. That's fine.
I'll be in the visiting room, pumping up the Blades.
That's right.
They love me. And maybe they'll retire my number one.
Hey, what do you think about retiring my number, fellas?
Hey, fellas, I can make a speech. What do you say about old fours going to the rafters?
Who's this guy with the stash? What's he talking about? I think he's drunk. He's talking about chasing the Oilers in the standings or something for the I don't know what he's talking about. He's going to start a soup and sandwich shop.
He's doing
this
a lot.
guy's hammered.
Yeah. Moving to Buffalo on 2 days' notice. Here's the rest of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Medicine Hat beat Calgary the last game of the regular season to get top seed. That's how close they were. They get Swift Current, PA Edmonton, and the Hurricanes. Settle down, Lethbridge. They've got the Brandon Wheat Kings.
Have fun, Swifty.
Yeah. All we need here is Rhett not to get in the way of Calgary Medicine Hat in the second round. That's all we need here.
What are you talking about?
That would be unbelievable. Draft eligible kids, top two teams in the entire league this year.
Has to move on, and
well, Hunter Lang's dad will be upset with you.
Hunter's dad.
Hunter's dad will be happy if the Blades win.
He coached with Jerome last year.
Quentin Lang.
Please.
All right. You don't like my anecdotes?
You know what?
Sorry.
And Iggy, if I send you a note, you get back to me.
He's not watching the show. He's had enough of your bullshit.
The number you have is like from 2005.
I did have an old Iggy number, and I
Kamloops area code. What is this?
He's moved to Boston and Pittsburgh and Colorado and Kamloops.
Like I was texting it, and the person was responding with, "It's not who you think it is." And I'm like, "Oh," and they're like, "Stop texting me." I'm like, "Then what do you have to do then?"
Yeah, tell him to freak off.
Then you're just relentless.
Yeah.
Just.
Do you want in on my startup? I've got this great, I got this soup and sandwich shop. You're going to love it.
Real thin, slices of thin.
I'll send you a business plan.
Yeah.
Good news. Apparently the baseball season did start yesterday. And the Blue Jays, phenomenal on opening day. In fact, coming into action yesterday, the only team in the major leagues to win every single opening day game of the 2020s. Probably short work of the stinking trash birds, the Orioles, you losers. 12-2-0. And that's, it seems early, but advanced metrics these days, probability models, getting pretty good. Jays eliminated. That's tough start.
And those early games don't usually count.
Barn burner.
Breaking news. It's tough.
Geez.
How long's he been doing them?
Too long. He's got to go.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, because he's going to get fired, right?
100%.
Yeah.
They need some scapegoats if they don't get these guys signed. And he is
bringing
right
in Torts.
Yeah, totally. And the beauty is, if you worked yesterday and you couldn't watch the game because it was a 1 p.m. start Mountain, tonight, Apple TV, not on cable. Thanks, MLB. Really let us get settled in.
They might be doing you a favor.
They might.
Yeah, after that.
You know me, though? I'm going to grind to find it just to get disappointed. Yeah. Kevin Gosman on the bump for the Jays tonight. We'll revisit in our Bet 365 bets of the day. Let's get to some dumb stuff.
Well, hey, Jack, it was a great start for Skeens.
Great start for Skeens.
Was it? How did you do it?
It was awesome.
Couple Ks, comes out of the game, and they blow it.
Oh,
it's okay. They're rebuilding.
Yankees play yesterday?
They're also eliminated.
How'd they do?
Win.
Yankees win.
They got.
Oh, you're so humble.
Interleague to start? That's clunky, isn't it?
Yeah. Everyone's on it.
You picking a team or you still got 5 teams to cheer for? What's up?
Do I have a team?
Yeah, you do. The Yankees, buddy.
Thought you were hanging out with Donaldson. What the hell?
You had your Yankee hat on yesterday.
I did have it on, but I'm not really.
You're a good front runner. You should cheer for the Dodgers.
No, I don't like that.
You don't like that Shohei? Pretty good.
I like the Padres because I like that.
Yeah, the fathers are good. Let's go, dads. Great barn.
Mets
got a lot, though.
Fuck the Mets.
Yeah, I'm in on the Mets this year.
That's
Piss off,
good.
boom. And the kids.
I used to like the Islanders. How can't I like the Mets? The same
colors. So easy.
Oiler colors?
Ask the Sutters about the going to a Mets game. It's 2 brothers, is that?
Shea Stadium.
Oh, boy. Rough. Okay. Speaking of baseball, the Yard Goats, they're getting their season up and running. They got a nice little sandwich special here. The Hartford Yard Goats unveil the Float Your Goat, a 1/4-pound all-beef hot dog with chopped peppers, onions, bacon, brown mustard, submerged in a glass of 100% whole goat milk. Dean Yin?
It's just a waste of a good dog.
That is a delicious sounding dog. Yeah, why are we putting it in?
And then half of it's
You're not dipping your hoagie in goat milk?
No.
You a goat milk fan?
Yeah.
No.
Jack, you into goat milk?
No. Where is this?
Hartford.
You know what? If you're in
Is that a
Hartford,
goat?
you need anything to spice up your day. So, what a dump.
That's where you got drafted?
Yes, it's terrible.
Isn't the rink like in a mall or something?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
And not high-end mall, like strip
Yeah.
Fantasy football in our league.
Yes.
Team, 3-time winner. You don't have to worry about this kind of stuff, but people that finish last, you got to do things. This league's got to figure it out. This is the type of punishment we need.
The ball is tipped. There you are.
It's set up. Now, obviously, more
seems dangerous.
what would you call it? More tropical weather, more
inclement.
No,
Clement.
water. There's water around.
There's water around. And it's not as cold. I don't know how to say that. What the hell am I'm missing words, Jack?
I don't know what you're talking.
They've
about.
set up a floating barge
That
office
takes a
for
lot
him
of work and effort.
for a week.
Yeah.
You just got he's got the life jacket on. He's taking calls. He's got the headphones on. He's on a Zoom. Yeah, Q4. We got.
Well, he's got the chair there. If you had to have a face-to-face meeting with
You got to
this,
do any casting. You
this
got
clown, it's a challenge.
Maybe it'd be nice.
Maybe I think it'd be real nice for the first 2 hours. And you're like, what the hell am I gonna do for the 6 days?
Well, bring a nice lunch.
that meat slicer out there.
Hold up a sign when the boats slow down. Don't rock.
That's right.
My office.
The jukebox.
You're into the spiking stuff, eh?
Right, I am, Ryan.
You love the spiking stuff.
I love how this is how he justifies playing clips is by somehow just saying, now you like bikes,
No,
Red?
he's-
Jeff
he's
loves
a-
biking.
hey,
Boom, you like to
he's
dive
a-
off of high planks.
He's a BMX. Kind of went through the plywood.
Once again, I don't know what
What's the payoff here?
What's your finishing move? Where you?
You know what? If
Watch
you've
the
ever
face.
Bang. Had hands on a piece of like plywood, and that's maybe not even ply, that's some kind of. It's not like it's like super smooth.
No,
you've got some
rash
abrasions.
Yeah, you've got some splinterage.
Yeah,
in the shoulder, neck, face, cheek region.
Scrapey.
Yeah,
like road rash.
Which
But keep it
serves
up.
him right.
But keep it up.
Yeah.
Kids are skateboarding. Never
Your
seen
kid-
this.
your kids are skateboarding, right, Rhett?
My kids.
Never seen this move before. I mean, we've all seen guys go down a hill before, but it's no slow. It's a handstand.
Understand what was happening. Upside down.
He's literally handstand feet above him on the skateboard.
Okay. No,
How in the world do you not die, dude?
Ow.
Because you got to fall to get good at that.
He gets down. That's AI.
That AI?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Now, Charlotte's out running some errands.
Well, she's off.
And I don't.
going.
You missed. I missed the beginning of this. But
She loves trying new things.
first off, I don't know.
You can't park there.
I don't know how, but Rhett you had to get the car back.
Wait, what the?
A little lead foot. Oh, it's a freeway stop. It's a merge.
I need you to go get the car. All right. Well, where is it?
What did they do?
Sober up, sweetheart.
Too many apple martinis.
No, don't drink those. Make you sick. Puke all over Los Oles Boulevard.
Apple teenies? Delicious.
How did they get the car up there?
That's why I'm asking Rhett.
This way.
Rhett?
I'm not ever going to spill the beans. Just
Yeah, it's
insurance will find out.
Yeah, it's too embarrassing.
It's a lot going
McLeod
on with
laws
the
on it.
adjuster right now. Finally, a good pal checked in. Friend of the show, Dean. I know you hate that.
Let's go.
It's Aussie Brad.
Bettman, Pinder Report. Look at this. Fucking living a dream, boys. Come out of New York. Wolfie's the fucking man. I reckon we're fucking up in the man on Wolfie. I reckon he's going to get me over to the promised land. Look at this. The hat's on and John. So good. Still ready. John Dreger In. Boom! Game pause, my bucket.
Lost the wheel there.
Oh, can we just watch them? Why didn't we play this all day?
Jeez.
It's unbelievable.
Imagine
He's in the bag.
Imagine if he has neighbors and he has John Dreger out on the tractor singing and yelling at his phone.
That was one of the hardest ones because of the engine noise to actually hear what he was saying.
Oh,
he's talking about Wolfie because he's got the 30-1 Wolf Calder ticket. If Wolf wins the Calder, he's coming over. And then, of course, the Oilers get shellacked last night. This is I get these at like 3 a.m, which would be like Friday happy hour, it looks like for him.
Yeah, he did kind of you got the Oilers shots, some Wolfie, keep punching, boom, red. The John Dreger In's a nice touch.
What a legend. And then at the very end, he almost loses the whistle. Oh, oversteer that. Oh, they got the beer in the hand.
I don't want to go to
Game pause, my
No better way to end a Pinder Report on a Friday, fellas.
Tremendous. Tremendous. That's that's Village Honda bringing you the Pinder Report on a Friday with Ozzy Brett. Gosh, love it.
God bless him.
Oh, had some tears going there. That's a good one. One last little clip. This was so now Russell Wilson. This is, I don't know. How do you feel about? We talked about, I think maybe you were gone. Mason Rudolph is still the only guy.
That's unbelievable.
All these quarterbacks have been signed. It's just that does Pittsburgh know they need one? I'm not sure. Russ is a New York Giant. What if
Jameis?
What if it was Russ and Rudolph? Would you feel better?
No.
You're done with him?
Yeah, I'm done.
He talked himself into Russ, but that was bad for me.
It was good for 2 weeks, and then it went straight downhill.
Well, you know what it's like when you go to especially in New York, when they bring in a new athlete and say, hey, you're going to go. Russ was at the Knicks game.
Do the tour.
Yeah, they had him courtside. And so here was Russ doing the signing autographs and being a celebrity.
Has to get rid of it, and that's picked up the other way. Marlon Humphrey, pick 6.
Marlon was there.
So quick.
What are the odds?
Already.
Jeez. He'll be a great Giant.
Yeah, love affair over. Already. That is too bad.
Where did Danny Dimes land? Is he Indy?
Yep, Indy.
Yeah, he's a Colt.
Just trying to, because there's not, like, again, it's musical chairs, and the Steelers still.
Maybe they're better off.
Yeah,
like, do you want us to sign?
Save the money, give it to charity.
Is that what happens?
No, seriously. Well, it's better than giving Rodgers 45 schmil.
Yeah, the Rodgers thing feels like it's going to be Russ, but even worse.
Yeah, like they really should. Their fans and the people would be more appreciative. Listen, don't sign that guy. Just go with what you got. Take the $20 million and divide it out to some nice charities. Thank you. What an organization.
And bottom out and pick someone. Go get your next. It's been stopgap guys for too long here.
Yeah, plan it out for next year, because whoever you get now ain't helping you. Hand the ball off, run, play defense.
Flacco, yeah.
Joe Flacco's
Joe Flacco.
Have you seen the Cleveland Browns thing where it's like the list of all the quarterbacks that played for the last? Yeah, we're building that now.
Kind of are, yeah. Yeah.
The challenge is that there's enough good players they can't really bottom out. So it's like, oh yeah, you just be bad for you to draft a quarterback, but like TJ Watt's not going to let you lose that much, and he probably wants out if you're going to actually be bad. I don't know. This is a weird spot.
Big year though, Jack.
Big year.
Big year for the Jackometer.
You wait. Someone will draft a quarterback that we weren't expecting, and they'll slide in and snipe a quarterback.
Fine. Give the money to charity.
Jack,
give it to charity.
It's time to get caught up with the bracket.
Oh,
right. The candy bracket continues. We went from
Holding
16
ends.
to 8, the Elite 8,
come on.
down to the final 4. The votes have been pouring in. We got a bit of a and we had a bit of a veiled update yesterday that some of these were getting a little lopsided. There's some that were close, but it was still anybody's game in terms of the candy bracket. Voting closed less than an hour ago.
Baby.
And we had kind of some predictions yesterday. if you had to guess now with it, because we don't know, and even the people that vote, because it doesn't show you, the 1 seed cola bottles were taking on Nibs. Thoughts? I feel it's cola bottles.
Bottles roll.
I was joining Jack and just eliminating that whole section, but I would. I didn't like the cola. I'll go with Nibs.
Saying Nibs. It was Skittles versus Swedish Berries.
It's the year of the Skittles. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you might be.
Are
right.
Are we trying to predict who's going to win?
I'm just getting. Who do you think?
Or
won?
who do we want?
No, who do you think won?
I think Skittles will pull that out. It appeals to too many people. Swedish Berries is excellent, but it's just
more niche.
Yeah,
it was Peaches, the Fuzzy Peaches versus the Sour Soothers.
This one's tough.
I'm told you from the start. I'm a peach guy.
I think it's Peaches, and
I'll
the
say that's
bottom
close,
one
but
was Gummy Bears and Sour Patch Kids.
I think the kids.
I think it's
I
kids.
think it's the kids too, and I don't think that's hence part of my reason the peaches move on, because
No, you need the peaches against the kids.
can't have two sours.
All right, Jack. I'm excited. We have a Final Four. Let's
Are you
see.
nervous?
I am. Can you smell my pits?
Okay, here it is. The 1 versus 8.
1v8. Bottles, Nibs.
Defending champs.
Are they in a go back to back? Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Staying alive. The Bottles 485 to 306.
It's a healthy margin there.
It is a healthy margin.
It's 50% more.
Convincing win for the 1 seed. Bottles. So there again, all the people, cola bottles, 1 sip. They're into the Final Four. And maybe it's because you're a high seed. Maybe the opposition hasn't been challenged, but it's been lopsided.
Not a fluke is what we're learning here.
That's right. All right, Jack. So now where do we want to go? Do you got to go to the other side? There we go.
2-7.
The 2-7 Peaches. Sour Soothers. Rhett is praying to the candy gods for his peaches.
I bet you this is tight. Oh,
Peaches.
It's a walloping.
Boom! 485 to 306.
Jeez.
This was close
Domination.
yesterday, and then it just
people rocked the peach. They got out there.
Peach.
Good job, people. All smart people out there.
Wow.
So again, we've yet to see our first upset.
It's crazy
in the bracket.
So, yeah, we're talking 10 in a row where the favorites won.
So now it is up to, I think it's the Gummy Bears and
Skittles or Sour Patch
and the
that's
berries.
4-5. It's just
Sour
gonna be
Patch
3-6.
Kids 3-6.
I think this is it right here.
I think
Come
we
on,
have an
kids.
upset here.
Come on, kids.
Those Gummy Bears,
He's
though.
making us wait this prick.
It is. There it is.
A little tighter.
The Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, yes.
Can't be trusted. We may have to check the voting because
they're a devious bunch.
They're not above cheating.
No.
445 to 347. So the kids advance. The Gummy Bears are gone.
It's too soft.
Defiant
Too
little
soft.
pukes, these kids.
Yeah, just a little too soft.
Rats.
Like this last one was our closest one.
Oh,
wow.
This is the Skittles.
Skittles
Come
and the
on.
Berries.
Skittles versus Swedish Berries.
Don't tell me, Jack.
And the Berries were the higher seed, correct?
Yep, 4. Berries were 4.
Berries are 4. Skittles are 5.
Wow, I mean, honest.
Come on.
Swedish Berries v. Skittles. Closest match going into the final day. And we end up
Oh, man.
with Skittles. 404
17
to
votes.
387.
Is that my right math? 17.
That's whatever. Yeah.
Yep. What he said.
Wow.
That's incredibly close.
I love the Berries, but I would have expected the Skittles to have a bigger support group.
Boys, we got a Final Four. Look at this.
There it is.
Wow.
Finally, a couple of upsets. Skittles and Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, this is
such a good Final Four. I'm glad we get to ruminate on this over the weekend. Like, let's make sure we really dive in and sample.
We'll open up the voting on Monday. Cola bottles versus Skittles. 1 versus 5 on the.
You should test all the ones that were eliminated just to.
Yeah. I wonder how we could do that.
They're clearing out their
You got a
lockers.
bag
That's what they're
behind
doing.
it.
Yeah, I know.
Talking
Full
about
of them.
And then the Fuzzy Peaches versus the Sour Patch Kids.
And again, a tip of the cap to the selection committee. 4 of the top 6 ranked.
Yeah.
The seedings are always questioned. Credibility is swings taken at it.
Right? It's
a thankless job.
there's
Not
a
easy.
lot of people out there that they're done.
Rhett's going to take those like the cooler from the hockey tournament he didn't go to.
So I again, it's not trying to be that guy, but I would say to everybody who was very vocal with their displeasure with the seedings and to your point, bet you wish you had some of these right now, eh, Jack?
Tough.
Not super fresh, but I did buy them about a month ago.
All right. Sour Soothers also?
They're out.
Oh, we're going to try those then.
It's like season-ending press conference. Oh, I got to be better next year. And
got my golf hat on. There you go.
Garbage bag day.
Wasn't our year. Maybe we'll look at tweaking the coaching staff.
You know what? I don't really focus on it. Those aren't bad, eh? Gummy bears?
Great. The reason you last half a century.
Sour Soothers. Now, some say they're a sour key or a sour tab. Jack, open your mouth.
Watch out for that light. Miss them.
I like these. These are pretty good.
And again, there's so many different brands and companies that make them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there'll only be one winner. Doesn't mean there's 15 losers here. There's just only one that can be crowned.
We've all tried the nibs, right? Do you want to try it again?
I don't need a nib today.
Done with nibs. Losers.
Oh, there they are, the Swedish berry.
I feel like some Swedish berry fans are going to be upset today.
Wow, they're a nice looking. Look at the color.
They put up a good fight. Give them credit.
I think it's that color dye that you don't want to eat off.
This is Carnauba wax, right?
Oh, those are good.
And you know what else you can do? And I'm sure we all did this at one point when we were kids. You put them behind your T-shirt, and they'd be like your little nips.
Swedish nipples.
And then you'd kind of, hey.
I can see why
Tune
eliminated.
in Tokyo. These are still pretty fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Not
They're
bad.
the freshest of all.
Very chewy. That might be the best texture in the whole bracket right there.
Yeah, you can't open those yet. You don't want to. Yeah, Starbursts. When did they go out?
We're missing
early.
Oh, no.
Where did we lose Starbursts?
First round. Did they even
They got
make it
dusted
into
by the Soothers.
Really?
Yeah. 7-10.
Wow.
Tough bracket, but still.
Tough bracket.
I don't know who they'd beat that's left. You know what I mean?
It's like the NHL argument.
Totally agree.
First round, you got it. Well, if you
in
want to make it to the Final Four and to get it, you got to
to win your way in.
Yeah.
If you're Dallas and you can't beat Colorado, you weren't winning the cup anyway. I'm sorry. I got news for you.
Yeah. Man.
It's a genius idea.
That 1-5 is going to be a slobber knocker.
That's a banger.
Cola bottles versus Skittles.
You can't call it a fluke anymore. The question is, are the cola bottles dynastic?
It's true. It's a very good question.
What a word.
We'll find out. So
I'll have a nib, actually, now that I see it there.
So next week, we'll give a whole week for the Final Four, or midweek, you want to get to the final crown?
No, we need a whole week, dude.
Okay, good. I'm fine with that.
Not like we have a hockey team to cover anymore.
Jeez.
Oh,
what?
Come on. You know, Aussie Brad wouldn't appreciate your BS negativity.
We just need a couple shutties from
All I've
Wolf so
been
we can get
doing
them
all
over
day
here.
is bragging about how we've got a great opportunity in front of us, and it's all we could have asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Positivity.
Yep.
That's what I've been doing.
Hello.
Hello.
So we got some other things going on.
we
That's
still
and you know
not-
what?
Thanks for voting.
I see Handsome Dan here. Part of the should be a dinosaur should be at the 2-hole. Dan, stop.
Dan, I agree with you, but they lost fair and square.
It just sounds like sour grapes now.
They
sour
lost to the
Soothers,
team in the 2-hole.
Sour grapes. Voting will for the Final Four will begin next week. The candy bracket, a presentation of Handsome Dan. Do you think people like it? People always would say they loved listening on the radio and that when we had food in our mouth.
Oh yeah,
so great listening to you guys.
Well, it's great to hear you.
I really don't give a crap
Yeah.
what everyone else says.
Handsome Dan's Vacation Rentals, specializing in vacation rentals on Vancouver Island, Canadian owned. All kinds of options for your next getaway. Fly into the island, stay on the ocean, lakefront, maybe do some fishing, some paddle boarding,
Skinny dipping.
skinny dipping.
I could streak.
Take your mountain bike and dive it onto some sheets of plywood.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
You're just not allowed
I don't
to park.
think Handsome Dan supplies the ramp.
No, you
but
got to buy your own
that's-
plywood.
He's asking you to park in the parking spots, not in the trees.
Yeah,
as well.
there's a
Just
waiver
heads up.
you'll have to sign. HandsomeDans.ca. Dan would have, and you know what? Dan saved $100 today, unfortunately, because every
You know what?
win.
Shoot.
No, Wolf saved him $100 by letting in every 4.
There was a bit of that I saw last night. It was.
It's the NHL, dude.
Has Wolf been? I feel like he's been fine.
Gave up.
So anyway,
goals last night, Dean.
Handsome Dan's Vacation Rentals, handsomedans.ca, and of course, as well, our buddies at Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, the crystal clear choice for your home comfort. Before you fire on that AC or whatever you got, maybe have them take a look at it. Have like birds and rats come flying into your house, or you could be smart and safe and have the professionals come and take care of it.
Is that what happens?
You can.
Oh,
a lot, yeah. crystalclearcalgary.com. Rats, eh?
Didn't think there were rats in Alberta, but whatever.
Yeah. Other things that we have going on. Our contest online on Instagram continues. Thank you, Hearing Loss Clinic. A chance for you to win a lovely little bottle of wine and a jersey. I don't know what team it is. It's got a Uyghur name on it.
It's the Frontier Flyers. Bill Uyghur.
White
Bill.
mud. Playing into white mud.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's the prize that is up for grabs. Did we decide what day next week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep.
That's what we decided. So you got some time. Go on to Instagram. You need to be following Hearing Loss Clinic, following us, tagging people. It's all there. It's easy to do. And you could win that jersey and beverage by next week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Hearing Loss Clinic. HearingLoss.ca.
People love these contests.
They do.
I'm seeing it on the Instagram just every 10 minutes. Another 15 people weighing in.
Well, and we had the Rasmus Anderson last. You said the winner was ecstatic, Jack.
Very excited. Yes.
Awesome.
Sent us a photo.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy.
Very happy.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Jack.
Sorry. That's right, Jack. You can't stand it. Mackenzie Uyghur jersey. There you go. HearingLoss.ca. Take care of your hearing, folks. Take care of it. If you want it to last for a long time,
take care. Help you take care of it.
That's right.
That's right.
Real good at that.
And tomorrow we are going to be at Richmond's Pub.
Oh,
I'm going early.
Are you going early?
Yep.
How are you getting there?
You?
What?
Jack will pick me up. Jack, you got a car?
Jack's not driving.
Don't trust your tires.
No, I don't have a car.
39.19.
If you stop at Fountain Tire, then you can pick me up.
Yeah, gets
What a deal.
Not having it.
what a treat for me.
Oh, thanks, Brett.
3919 Richmond Road in the heart of Glamorgan. It is a big one tomorrow night. How will the Flames respond?
Bugatti.
The Oilers got their whatever pushed in Seattle last night. 8 o'clock start, Calgary, Edmonton. It's a presentation of our sponsors, great partners at McLeod Law and Fountain Tire.
Some of the Fountain Tire folks are going to be there.
I saw that. Looking forward to, you know what? Is that hobnobbing? Do you hobnob?
Yeah, we're hobnobbing.
Not if you're hammered.
We're schmoozing.
If you're hammered, you can't hobnob.
Yeah, it's true.
Blathering when you're hammered. Hobnobbing when you're sober.
It's going to be a big, I would get there, to your point. I'd get there early. It sounds like there's going to be a big
Lots
night.
of things happening at Richmond's.
At
Busy.
Richmond's. And in support of One Broken Biker.
Question for you, if I may.
Huh?
Is it a slam dunk that either of the goalies starts tomorrow? Because you just brought up Wolf. They've loved playing Bedard against Edmonton the last 2 years. He's been very good against Edmonton in most of these outings.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll play Vladar.
I think they'll play Bedard.
I think it's Vladar.
Jack?
Because Wolf was shit last night.
Yeah,
So
it'll
I
be
think
so
Vladar.
bad. It's been awful.
Taking runs at him.
5 on 20.
And I don't honestly, I don't know what the
Put the
status
internet
is
on.
with the Oilers crease.
Maybe Wolf and Vladar will play. The Oilers just request to use one of our goals.
Because their
Don't
guy's
let 'em.
hurt.
Yeah.
Skin dog.
We'll put a jersey on him.
Skin food.
Hey,
dinged up.
who's playing for you guys? Craig? Can we have the other guy tonight?
Forgot his pads. You're at home. I mean, what? Yeah. 8 o'clock. Wings, pizza.
Oh, I'm so excited for pizza.
Origin
So
Brewing,
excited.
Barn Burner Blonde, Tall Boys.
Mm.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there. Presentation of McLeod Law and Fountain Tire.
Oh, yeah.
Jack, you coming?
What a day.
I don't know. I was supposed to go skiing. My father's in town.
You and the old man were at the game last night.
Mm-hmm. This was discussed a while back.
As to whether you
Just
were
go full screen on
as to
Boomer
whether
here.
or not you were coming to a
Team function?
an event.
Yes.
Group event? Didn't know it was a optional kind of.
Yeah, I didn't know. So anywho, some of us will be there tomorrow, I guess.
I got the whole day planned out. It's unbelievable.
Oh God.
Orioles, Blue Jays. See if the Jays can go to 0-3. They're
We
obviously
don't.
losing tonight. Then St. Louis, Colorado afternoon game. Blues, unstoppable force. Colorado Avalanche, immovable object.
Right.
That's gonna be a banger. Kings, Leafs, two teams playing very well times. Is an evening game. Also, Blue Jackets Sens. That's playoff seeding for sure on the line there. And then the nightcap, obviously, Battle of Alberta, and we'll see what they did with the other $70 million after they spent on Leon and Connor. So the Flames are spending on their team, right?
Steve, Jack, why don't you be more like Ryan and get excited?
What a
about
day!
Got the whole day
I
planned.
don't know what I'm gonna do.
What my kids are going to do, but I know what I'm doing all day.
There you go.
Been on the schedule for a month and a half.
It's all
Whatever.
right, Jack. Before we head out, breaking news coming in from Bet365. Every nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, every suspenseful minute in between. Amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app today and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Want to get in on some of this Blue Jays pain, so we're going to take the under on a half hit for George Springer.
Spring dog.
Plus 165. Also, Kevin Gosman, good at striking people out. I'm going to dance on the over 5.5 there. So a little column A, a little column B.
It's nice to have the
Something
base.
negative, something positive.
Some stats.
I was going to say, you're down on the spring dog here.
He had a really, really bad year, and he's still making, I think, $20 million.
Yeah.
It's good if you can get it.
Real good.
There you go.
Anyway.
You can use the Pinder bets. You
Or
can
not.
go another way. There's a bunch of hockey. What's Vancouver doing tonight? They got Columbus.
I think I forgot to show tonight's schedule in the Pinder Report. I got so excited
Oh,
about
yeah.
the Torts and Crosby and Ovi.
Yeah. That's all right. So yeah, there's always something going. There's basketball. That's why it's the biggest and best in the world.
Vancouver, Columbus. There it is.
There you go. A 6-banger.
Huge game for the Habs. They've been skidding here, still in a wild card, hanging on by their fingernails.
Habs, Canucks, and the Rangers are kind of white knuckling here.
Big time. Florida with a win will move into top spot in the Atlantic. A loss would keep Toronto there. Tampa's only a point out. That Atlantic's going to be good to the last drop.
Yep. Sure is.
And Connor Bedard, the pain continues. Just another 3 weeks, son. Then you can go home. Ouch.
That is,
Now no super chats on a Friday.
What?
That's weird.
what's new?
Nothing.
Pussycat?
Kids.
Whoa.
Somebody's asking about the hat poll. Did you have a poll in the chat?
Yeah, people don't like Pinder's brim on his hat. So
Sorry that my hat brim offends you.
Is it too big?
I just don't think it needs to be curved more.
Oh, I see.
yeah, they want it more curved.
Rhett looks good with the curve. I like the flat. But do your own thing, folks. I'm not coming to your house telling you to tie your shoes differently. How about frig off? Do your
Look,
own thing.
Actually, just leave it right there. Just sit nicely.
Tell me more, Ryan.
What a vision. No,
Talk
don't,
right-
don't talk. Look at it. Let's just admire what. No, but like, look at that. The hat, how it fits, the hair, the beard. It melds into that that shirt that he's like.
It really pisses off Daryl.
Big D hates
More
it.
than the wasted $70
Look
million
at-
on his shite team. It's my hats that keep him up at night.
Look at how dialed in he is. Like, he's strutting around the town like this.
Yeah. Father of two, man about town. He's got that gala that he's hosting coming up.
He's a gallivanting.
Yeah.
Gallivator.
Saw Pinder at Safeway last night.
I was not at Safeway last night. You
Oh.
can shut up, David.
Been a homeless guy.
Take your drunk to work day.
Looks like Elmer Fudd.
Oh,
if that's true.
Fudd. No, Fudd didn't have a beard.
He had the Well, and he had the other hat.
Yes, the hunting one. Yeah,
he's hunting wabbits.
Wascally Wabbit. Yosemite Sam is he thinking of?
I don't know what he's thinking of.
Beard.
Nah, he's not thinking at all. That Ken. I don't think he's thinking at all. Well, we'll see you tomorrow at Richmond's, and if we don't see you there, we'll see you back here on Monday, which will be a game day for the Flames in Denver against the Colorado Avalanche.
And if you can't make it out on Saturday, do know that the In the Dome boys get to do a Battle of Alberta. They're good on the Flames. They're even better on the Oilers if they lose. Do not miss your chance for peak entertainment Saturday night. Right here on the YouTube channel.
Wow.
You're welcome. I booked that.
Yeah, that is something. Did we do everything we needed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oops.
Oh, jeez.
Wrong one.
It's feeling good again.
That'll do it.
No way to act.
See you, boys.